EFT tapping stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it's a very easy tool that you can use to regulate your nervous system and manage your stress. Most of our stress happens from our thinking mind, and we all know how hard it is, or it feels like it's impossible to stop our thinking. So, an easier way is to use something like tapping, which speaks directly to the subconscious mind and gives a new command to the brain. And there's a part of the brain called the amygdala. The amygdala is always on the lookout for danger, anything that might threaten us. And as soon as it perceives danger, it activates the stress response in the body. So tapping sends a calming signal to that part of the brain. Because when we're just thinking about something stressful, it doesn't mean that our body or that we are actually in harm's way. So sending that calming signal to the amygdala calms the body. It deactivates the fight or flight response in the body. So I'll start by showing you the tapping points. It's simply down from the baby finger on the fleshy part of the side of your hand. This is where you normally start with a setup statement. So it's basically letting your body know that it's safe. You're not actually running from a wild animal or in a burning building or something actually threatening. So you would start with something like, even though I'm feeling stressed about XYZ, I accept how I feel. And you would say 3 statements just to kind of get the body prepared to switch gears, because right now when you're as soon as you're thinking something stressful, the body is in fight or flight. So it's in the sympathetic nervous system. And tapping is a way to shift it out of the sympathetic and into the parasympathetic. So you would just say 3 different statements to sort of anchor in where you are right now. So I have this problem, I'm feeling it in my body, and notice where you're feeling it. Where are you holding that stress? And just say, even though I have it, I'm okay. I am safe right here, right now. Then the next point is at the right where the beginning of the eyebrow starts. So you can tap with one hand or the other. Really doesn't matter, or both hands. And then follow the bone beside your eye. So not behind the eye by the temples, but closer to the eye on the bone. Follow that bone under your eye, then under the nose, right in the middle, and then above the chin, under the lip, in that crease. Then find your collarbone points, those 2 points, and then go out and down into the fleshy part of your chest. And then under the arm, about a hand's width below the armpit, on the side of the ribs. And then the last one would be the top of the head, right in the middle on the part line. So the idea is you think about something stressful. You pay attention to notice where it is in the body that you're holding that stress. Are you holding it in your stomach? Does it feel like a knot in your stomach, or a dry mouth, or tension in your shoulders and your neck? Just notice where, when you think about that stressful situation, where does it show up in your body? And rate that stress on a scale from 0 to 10. This is just a measurement so that you can see how much you're decreasing your stress level after the tapping. So this is something you can try. Just pick something that stresses you out as soon as you think of it. Notice where it is in your body, rate it from 0 to 10, and then just start the tapping process. So on the side of the hand, let's say you're stressed about an argument you had with someone. So you would say, even though I had this argument, I accept how I feel. Even though I had this argument and I'm noticing this stress in my stomach, feels like a tight knot, I accept how my feelings are showing up in my body. Even though I have this stress from this argument, I'm choosing to relax and calm my body. Then you go to the eyebrow, just with some reminder phrases. This argument that I had, it makes me feel so stressed out. And then just talk about, put a voice to those thoughts that are in your head. I keep rethinking the argument. And I'm filled with anger. And that anger is showing up in my stomach. Feels like a big knot. That argument that I had. Remembering that argument and how it makes me feel when I think back to it. Choosing to just let it all go. And then take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out through your mouth, and then just check back in. And just continue doing these rounds until you notice that the stress level, when you think back to that argument, has gone down. That's the sign that your body is getting a new message, that even with this stressful memory, your body is no longer acting as though it's happening again. Because that's what causes stress. We think something and it reminds us of a past threat or a past discomfort or past trauma, and our body thinks it's reliving it. So we feel it exactly the same way that we did the first time we felt it. So this tapping method decouples that emotional connection to that memory and how it's feeling in your body. So you're teaching your body and your nervous system how to feel safe right here, right now, even with that memory or with that fear in the future. So this is something you can try on your own anytime, anywhere. As soon as you feel stress coming up, just start tapping on these points. Notice where it is in your body and start to breathe and let it go, giving your body a message of safety. So you have the basics of how to use tapping on your own. Give it a try.